Heavyweight bout here. Jhonata Diniz coming in at minus 120 against Eduardo Neves coming in at minus 110. Neves 7-1 in his professional career, 5-0 for Diniz. That one loss for Eduardo Neves came on the Contender Series to Mick Parkin last year in August 23rd, and that was his only loss. He lost round one submission to Mick Parkin, who was the Englishman who trains with Tom Aspinall. Just made his debut at the London card. Most recently, Diniz 5-0. And he's got a lot of kickboxing fights. You look at his tapology, he's got a good amount of kickboxing fights. You watch the tape on him, you could definitely see that. Like, he's got some pretty good skills on the feet. I'm for sure that's where he wants this fight to be. Some of those knockouts he's got on the regional scene in MMA are like pretty dang good. The one against Guillermo Lazzarini, he knocked him out by a left hook. That dude got hit and he went face down on the canvas. It was really fun to watch that one. For Neves, he'll mix in the takedowns. He tried to do that with Mick Parkham, took him down twice, and then ended up getting rear naked choke. So I don't know. When I watch him fight, it just looks like chaos to me. Like, it doesn't really look like anything calculated. I think Neves is probably going to want to make this a dirty fight. And but if he just sits at range and kickboxes with Diniz, I don't think it goes well for him. I like Diniz in this one just for the fact that I think he's more skilled. What are you thinking?
Yeah, for Diniz, sorry, he's got a lot of first round finishes, and normally I'd say that if he doesn't get it done in the first round, I get really worried because we've never seen him past that point. And for big guys like this, sometimes they gas. Like, if they can't find that early finish, maybe they panic a little bit and just don't have the energy left in rounds 2 and 3. But if you look at Neves, like against Parkin, he kind of gassed pretty early himself. So, maybe if Diniz can't get the first round finish, maybe he'll have more left in the tank than Neves, because I just wasn't impressed against Mick Parkins. For Diniz, though, he does have the glory kickboxing experience, and I watched some of his fights, and he does well in some, but others, man, when the guy's more athletic in front of him, he gets pieced up. Like, I saw him get his legs kicked off in a few fights, and he got dropped repeatedly with leg kicks over and over. But so far, no troubles in MMA. 5-0, all knockouts. He's a big, strong guy. I do think the strength and being able to keep people off of him kind of gives an advantage at this level because his kickboxing experience is so good. And he's not like that traditional kickboxer where he's going to chew up your legs and stuff. He likes to throw with his hands more than I think his feet and the knees and stuff like that. Like, he just kind of will bull rush guys at times and get you up against the cage and rip the body, come upstairs and just melt guys. So, yeah, as far as Neves goes, he's only 23, I believe. So maybe he is getting better. Maybe it was a good learning fight when he fought Mick Parkin. I just don't like what I saw in that fight when he fought a guy who is, a bigger, stronger guy who has some decent striking. Like, he just seemed like he gassed out once he realized that he couldn't kind of implement the game he wanted to. So in this fight, man, I think Diniz, if he keeps it standing, which I think he can, I don't think Neves is like a outstanding wrestler by any means. I think at some point he's going to find a big shot, or he's just going to be a little more technical and just better on the feet here. So I'm going to take Diniz for the pick.
Yeah, it's greasy heavyweights. I mean, you're probably better off just going dog or pass, especially in like Dana and Contender Series. But I do think Diniz has like a better ceiling for the UFC considering the kickboxing skills. I think he's just going to be a little bit faster, be able to move around on him a little bit more and get on. Like, when he's hitting 3, Neves is probably hitting 1. Like, every time Neves goes in for 1, Diniz hits him with 2 or 3, maybe a kick and a couple punches. That's the way I see this one going. I'm going to take him for the pick.